419 Patriots, and welcome to the M44 Patriot channel, your source for citizen soldier skills and budget preparedness. Today, we're going to be talking about the OODA loop. The OODA loop is a standardized written decision-making process that the body goes through when it's under stress. The OODA, OODA, stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, Act. It's a loop because you constantly work through the process from beginning to end during a high-stress situation. Now, observe. You perceive through your senses a threat or situation that must be dealt with. You see it, you hear, smell, taste aren't really as important, but sometimes can be used. Touch, definitely, if someone comes up and touches you in a way that is alarming for whatever reason, then you should observe that and immediately begin the OODA loop. Orient. You combine the observed information that you have from observing with things that you already know about your team's capabilities or your own capabilities, your disposition, where everything's are at, how things are set up, and your mental state. It's not necessarily meant to be a physical orientation to face a threat. It can include that, but it's not meant to include that. Decide. You make a decision on how you or your team should react given the known parameters of the situation. Team's capabilities, threat, situation, whatever. Act. Follow through on your decision, then begin observing again. An example. You're attacked. You observe a threat who is already drawing a handgun. You combine the known threat information with information you already have. Are you concealed carrying? Is there cover nearby? Are there bystanders? You decide to draw your weapon and return fire. You take a single shot. You then go back through the loop. Observe what happened when the shot hit. Orient. Do you need to do anything to reset for another shot? Decide. Make the decision whether or not to take a second shot. Act. Take the second shot if you decide that it's needed. And you continue to go through this until the threat is over. Once you've decided to act, you need to commit to it. And you continue to work through the situation until you observe an additional threat or a new situation that needs to be addressed, or the situation ends. If you are concealed carrying and a threat presents itself, you make the choice to return fire. A second threat steps out from behind a trash can. You now need to observe that the threat has presented itself, orient yourself to deal with the threat, and make a decision on what to do. After you just shot his buddy, you may not need to take another shot. He may be willing to surrender right there. And then act. Follow through with your decision. If he surrenders, then make a call on how are you going to handle him surrendering. Are you going to attempt to hold him at gunpoint? Are you just going to let him go? But that's the call that you need to make, and then you need to follow through with it. The faster you get through the loop, the greater your tactical edge in any situation. The goal is to get through your loop faster than the other guy. Getting inside his loop means you're able to process through the system faster than he can. And you can train this by playing rapid what-if games, like someone comes up to you and says, what if I just picked up a bat and I took a swing at you? Work through the loop. Make a decision. I personally like to train the OODA loop while I'm sparring for doing hand-to-hand practice. Someone picked up a bat, how would I process that while I'm already doing the fight? It adds stress to the loop. You have to work through it under stress. Beyond that, you can do force-on-force training with airsoft weapons, including copies of concealed carry weapons, if that's what you want to do. I have a buddy of mine that every once in a while, he has, he'll come over and we'll do some practice with some airsoft guns, where he'll just come over and he announces that he has the weapon, but he does not, he just waits, and I have to observe him choosing to pull out the airsoft weapon on me. We've worked on that before. We make sure that the weapon's not a live weapon, it's not loaded, whole 9 yards. Beyond that, you can work on tactical field problems where you lay out a situation, a battlefield situation, and you make a tactical call on how to handle that battlefield situation, whether that's a squad on squad fight or it's just a patrol gone wrong or however you want to handle it. Um, so that's all I have to say on the topic. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section or uh, send them to me as a message. And you can always come to the Facebook page. I'll leave a link in the description and ask questions there. So, other than that, thanks for tuning in. Be safe. Watch your six.